Hey everyone, so I'm just gonna show you guys what I did with the inventory hover, and I'll show you partially how I did it. Okay, so let's just get into it right now, and I'll show you what it looks like. And then I left one slot out so I could show you how I do it. But let's just wait for the game to load. Okay, so I set the inventory up for the fridge. So if we click the fridge, the inventory will pop up. And now, of course, if we hover over these items, we'll see our box below the mouse, not directly on it, which I think looks better. A little bit of space there. And then, of course, we can hover for most of this area. There's a little box here, and I'll show you that as well. But this is messed up, but this one works. So wood, food, medical, um, uh, the the values, the current inventory values don't actually match up with the sliders because nothing's actually connected, but we can still get the point here. This one is left out, so I can show you, but this one works. And I also set it up so if we click outside the fridge, it goes away. And then I was doing some testing, so if we bring in a new member, so if we answer the door and we accept this member, then once we actually click this guy and we get his stats and the options, of course we can click outside of this and it'll go away as well. And then I was testing it with the fridge also. So if we click the fridge now with this, it still looks nice. I didn't really have to do anything, just because when we click out, the previous or the current box returns. So if we do this, and of course when you click him, the new one comes in. So it still looks nice without really having to do anything major. But anyways, let's stop the game here and I'll just show you the process. So if we go into the our canvas, we go into like the inventory and we open it here or activate it. If we go into any of the ones that are set up, so if we go into ammo, I put this collider here, and if we go and look at that collider, it's this section here. So basically whatever we click on, or if we click on this area, then of course that will pop up, or not click but hover over it. So the one that is not set up is the ammo. So this one is actually messed up because this is for the weapons. So let's see, this one I have to figure out where it is. So yeah, this one, looting, I'll just rename it to ammo, and then I'm gonna rename this one to weapons. Okay, so all I have to do is copy this collider actually and just move it up because everything's set in here. But the way that it's set up is we're using an event trigger. So basically you can set an event trigger for multiple different things. So you just add component, event trigger, and then you go add new event type, and there's submit. I should start from the top. There's pointer enter, that's what we're using. So when the mouse enters the area, there's exit, which we're also using. So when we exit that area, then it's removed. And then of course, the way that I'm setting the name is I'm just adding, or I'm calling, and I'll show you. I'll go into the script here. If we go into inventory, I believe this is it. So these are the two ones we're using. So if you're unaware or not familiar with event triggers, basically you drag the script or the object into this box, and then of course it'll give you the list of functions within that script to use. So of course we're using get hover, which is this one, or exit hover, it's this one. Hold on. Okay, sorry, it's this one. So get hover, and then we're requiring a string, which is the name. And of course we're naming it in here. So this one's weapons. And then I go through here, and if the name is weapons, which is here once again, then of course we change the hover text to first of all the name that we're using, which is weapons, and then we just add this value, which is an integer up here. So that's how it works. So it's fairly simple. I'm trying to think was going to show you guys something else, but I think that's it. There's also exit hover, so that just disables the hover box, and that's about it. So to set this up again, all I have to do is duplicate this collider, put it into our ammo, and then I'm just going to tidy this up, or the name, and then we just have to grab the box and move it to this area. Okay, and then the next part is just renaming this text. So instead of weapons, it's going to be ammo. I just want to make sure in the script that it's proper. So ammo, the capital A, so that's correct. So if I save this, I remove the inventory, and we play it, then we should see if our last slot is working, which hopefully it will be. My next step, or my next task, is pretty much going to be setting up the slider values to match. So if we hover over ammo, we now get ammo 25, and everything is working properly. So it looks pretty good. I like this layout. It's fairly simple. You know, we hover over it, and of course, for the most part, once you know these, you won't have to hover over them or even go into this. You can just click outside. So I'm getting an error. Okay, so I know what that is. It's just getting a null reference, or yeah, okay. So I'm just calling an object that isn't actually active. I just have to set something up for that, so we check first. But anyways, that is pretty much how the inventory system is going to work. I like it. Fairly simple. I'm also going to move most of this out here, so, or I'll keep this stuff, but this stuff, or at least the integers, are going to go into their own script, just to keep it simple. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys learned something interesting. This is something great that everyone should know how to do, because it's going to be really useful for a whole variety of different functions and mechanics in your game. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.